going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about Nano Dimensions. So if you don't know what Nano Dimensions is basically a 3D printing company. They provide solutions for corporations, manufacturers, for defense, aerospace, medical facilities, and things like that. Now in 2020, Nano Dimensions is just like no other stock that we've seen pretty much throughout 2020, where it's kind of had a big run up. So if you're new to this channel, feel free to stick around, like, and subscribe. We love to talk about money. Love to talk about investing, like to talk about how you can succeed no matter from wherever you are, if you have money or if you don't have a lot of money. See, one of the reasons I love doing these videos is because it's not about picking stocks, it's more so to kind of help people to see different things that are out there, but also to be able to not just go by what somebody's saying, but learn how to process things yourself. If you can't process or you can't think about different investments yourself when you live in the world within the ecosystem that's actually causing these investments to go up, you play a part in it, then you're not going to be as a successful investor if you just rely on what someone says all the time. Of course, these videos are not about you just taking a stock pick and running with it and someone telling you what to do and things like that. No, it's about you just listening, learning, as well as being able to develop an investment mind for yourself. Because once you do that, like I said in one of my other videos, when you learn, you're able to pass that down. See, that's how you're able to create real generational wealth, not just by the amount of money that you can accumulate and the amount of money you can build, but also about the lessons you can learn and you can pass down. So now that your family is experiencing that and your community is learning the wealth as well. So Nano Dimensions, if you don't know, you might want to put this on a watch list, just kind of check it out and see how things go with it. But it's had a pretty big run up, and so it's 3D printing. Now I don't know how much you guys are into technology or into new innovative things and stuff like that, but for me, I'm into all of that. I love it. So imagine if you had your own 3D printer. So 3D printing is one of those things that eventually may become normal, where people have it in their houses. Might not be anytime soon, but they do sell 3D printing machines and things like that, even in Best Buy. So what does 3D printing give you the ability to do? It gives you the ability to actually design something, and then the printer will actually create it. So if you've seen in the movies where someone could be on a computer, right? Or if you remember one of those old movies like Weird Science, where they created a woman and then she walked out of the closet or walked through the door. It's similar to that, except it's not about creating life, but it's just as if you go on a computer and create something. Let's say if you wanted to create some type of mini robot or something like that, you can go to your computer, map out all the pieces in the process, and you can actually build it 3D on your computer, and then you can have each piece printed out. So it's basically being able to take an idea and putting it right into action to where you can touch and feel it just like that. So at Nano Dimensions, they have machines that they offer, and they do that for different companies, where a company can get a Nano Dimension 3D printer, for example, and they can actually print out the components and the circuits and things like that for whatever they're working on. And that's pretty huge, because if you can think about something and then go to quickly just have it manufactured right there next to you, then that's going to save you a lot of time. And ultimately what it also does is it saves you a lot of money. So there are different things far as satellite creation and things like that Nano Dimensions is getting involved in that will ultimately save a lot of money. So a corporation can partner up with Nano Dimensions and literally just kind of do a lot of things in-house, whereas a lot of places sometimes they have to outsource it, or they have to go through these other semiconductor producers and things like that. But Nano Dimensions is making so that you can kind of house that yourself, but then just being able to bring to life the idea. So let's say you do something, you create something and you create a component, and then you have those components made. Now you have those components made, and then you start to put everything together, and something doesn't work. Well, what do? Well, with Nano Dimensions, all you can do is just go in, get on the computer, and then have it, reprinted out the component that doesn't work or doesn't fit, just like that, without having to wait. But the materials and the things used ultimately cause people to save a lot of money. Now, this is not the sum total of the 3D printing or Nano Dimensions, but this is kind of just the gist of it. So just think about what happens with 3D printing in the future. We are very early with the 3D printing thing. And if you don't, most people don't have a need for 3D printing. But when you're manufacturing different products where you have a lot of need for a lot of different circuits and semiconductors and things like that, that fits into different things, especially if you're a new and cutting edge technology, or you're working on something for the future, and you're doing a lot of testing and a lot of prototypes and stuff like that, then this could actually be very beneficial for a company like that. Like, you could literally build prototypes or build products themselves just from the 3D printer itself. So recently, Nano Dimensions is actually about to issue some more shares. I can't remember the number, but they're going to issue more shares, which sometimes that dilutes the price. So right now, their price, it isn't really terribly expensive, I don't think. In my opinion, I don't think it's expensive. It's like, under $10. But then what happens is when they get those shares, what's happened in the past with them is once they've gotten, had more shares issued, they've kind of had a pullback. So like I said, that's something that you can put on your watch list, do your own research. And if you think it's something that you might want to be invested in, then hey, have at it. But this is another company where you take your mind and you put it, kind of behind the scenes of things being developed, and like, how can it play a part? Will it play a part? Is it going to be just one of many companies that will be in the 3D printing space? 3D printing is indeed like a new phenomenon, and then I can definitely see myself personally actually having one at home. I love that, just to be able to play with things and do projects with the kids, or just do my own project. So however you feel about 3D printing can also dictate how you may feel about Nano Dimensions. If it's valuable, does it help with the process of creation, or is it just something that's just there but it may never ever take off? So let me know what you think in the comments, what you think could possibly happen with 3D printing, if you have any thoughts around it, or if you're invested in Nano Dimensions. Let me know why you chose to invest in Nano Dimensions. All right guys, as always, I'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below. There's some different resources there that could help you in your investing journey and your financial journey, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.